Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The one and only Sydney Sweeney joins us. Sydney, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Tom Hanks and Robin Wright in my favorite movie of the year. Guys, thanks so much for joining the show.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
One of my all-time favorites, Vince Vaughn, joins us right now. Vince, thanks, man.
Oh, great to be with you, Brad, and great to be talking to Houston. Good morning to you.
We got Owen Wilson. We got Judy Greer. Thanks for joining the show, guys.
Thank you.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
We got Anna Sawai joining the show. Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brad.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking at talking me funny, lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Paris Hilton, the infinite icon herself, is on the show. Paris, love the film.
Thank you. I'm so proud of it.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Well, joining me right now are the authors of a brand new book that I am all kinds of excited about. It's called The Kings of Vegas, and they're joining me right now, Karen and Jennifer. Karen, Jennifer, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the book, guys.
Thank you. We're thrilled.
We're excited.
Excited. Great to be on your show, and it's great to get it out.
Well, that's what I was going to start with, because I've never done anything in a narrative form as such as a novel, but I've written some nonfiction books, and I will tell you, there's no more arduous process than the writing process itself. And when I was reading through your book and about it, it must be nice because y'all have worked together before to have a collaborator in this medium, because it can be such a difficult endeavor.
It is a difficult endeavor. I think this was a little easier for me because it's sort of my background. We have had different books, but this is about my story growing up in Las Vegas. I think people call it Succession, set in a Las Vegas casino. And it was a lot of fun because I'm a casino kid. And we have our same collaborative. We write together, computers side by side, and it is really nice to have someone to bounce it off of, someone you trust.
Yeah, talk more though about the collaboration. Where does it start? Like when you come up with this idea, or what have you, when you figure out the premise, what's step one for you all?
Well, step one is the computer screen, because I am terrified of the blank page, and I procrastinate like hell. I'm a former journalist. So I just, it's really tough for me to get started. And Karen is exactly the opposite. So she's sort of like Dickens, just rushes in and starts out, and then I come in. So we have that. And we also have sort of the same sensibility, although we're not at all alike. So I have this journalistic thing where I can work like in a subway station. It's fine with me. And she can't stand the leaf blower outside. So we have those differences, but when we work together and we read what we write, it just sort of clicks.
And this book for us is a little different because it's a fast-paced, page-turning thriller. And for us, it's a little different. So it was a lot of fun to read it to each other. And I think when you read it aloud, you see if it works. And when we started out, I did more of the dialogue because I'm out of screenplays, and she did a lot of the description. But now we both do both. But it was a different endeavor for us to do this kind of a book. And I think people are enjoying it. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, I think the idea of a collaborator, especially, well, like you said, with screenplay, it's great in your head until you get in that, the table read, or you get a group of people together to read it out loud, and you go, wait,
right.
This isn't at all what I thought it was at first,
right,
and that's some of the harsh truth you have to go through, in the process, right? That's just part of the process. So having that ability to bounce back and forth with each other is great. So what is it? You come up, okay, so let's think about this, Karen. So you come, because this is based kind of on you growing up in Nevada, in Las Vegas. So do you call Jennifer and say, "Hey, here's the next idea I have," and then where
Well,
do you go from
people,
there?
and I have such unique stories, and I would throw them out every now and then, or I'd throw something out, like the old mob saying, "You're either at the table or on the menu." And you got to use that one. That one comes in
Good.
handy.
That's
But
good.
all these things, and people for years, she's been saying, we should write a book using all these unique stories. I mean, I grew up on a street where across the street was Ice Pick Willie, and I thought that was a normal name. And I went to school with Dave the Man Berman's daughter, the Man, a normal name. But I'm a casino kid, and I would just every now and then throw out these little stories. And Jennifer would kept saying,
Oh
it's
my
our
God, we
it's
have
our
to use
third
this.
book. You gotta just put it all down because it's such a unique. I mean, at high school, our French class would go to the Sahara Hotel for our annual brunch with our special guests, the Lido di Paris strippers.
Oh,
So
naturally.
naturally, it was a very colorful childhood. Since I was a casino kid, my grandfather had a casino, my father had a casino, and I grew up, running you know what the eye in the sky is in the casino?
Of
If you've
course,
been
yeah,
to
the campus.
Vegas, of
Hmm.
course. In fact, look up there next time you're there. They're still up there. But as kids, we used to go up to the eye in the sky, and we used to look down through the one-way glass at all the gamblers to try to find the cheaters. I mean, that was a normal, fun activity for us. Or go in the counting room. In the old days, the counting room was closed off and the money was flying around like cottonwood. Some went in duffels to the Cayman Islands, some went to New Jersey. Now, my father was the first one to put in a glass counting room. But I remember, all these stories that I would tell Jennifer, just they would come up, a sunny place for shady people. So I would tell her all these stories and she would go, we've got to
write it.
fourth book finally.
Let's go to Vegas. Well, and what's interesting, Jennifer, is I think because like if you talk to maybe some child actor or some big child performer, when you talk to them, oh, you didn't have a regular childhood, they're like, well, it's the only childhood I know. But to everyone else, it feels irregular, right? Because it's so much
Right.
different than what we know growing up. And sometimes it takes that outside perspective to go, hey, you don't realize what you have here. We've got a whole,
That's true.
plethora of material,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
That's
and you
true.
try to lead a normal life in a place that is anything but normal. I mean, it's colorful and unique and all these stories. And she's the one really for years. This is our fourth book. She kept saying, okay, this time we're going to start using this stuff.
But it was also the family dynamic,
Yes.
of wealthy families that when the will is read, it's all about the money and all the conflicts between the different. So that was, for me, that was a very interesting aspect.
And she loved the misogynist part. It's such a sexy. You can't talk about Vegas without talking about sex. I mean, I remember being 12 years old and sitting in a booth with my father at the hotel that he was president of, and a guy comes up right in front of me and says to my dad, "Can you get me some girls?" Like it's a mint on his pillow or a hotel amenity. But the whole and having Jennifer loved the fact of having a woman take over because usually it went
and push boundaries.
it went from grandfather to father to son. So having I remember when the first woman took over a casino, three brothers and a sister. And so that's actually how it started. I would just throw in these little stories and she's going, okay, we're writing them all down.
But
And
I guess
she's
it's
great.
one thing to have the stories and have the idea, and then I guess you start kicking the tires on the narrative and how we're going to string all
Right.
of this together. So can you talk to me about that, kind of the process of that, Jennifer?
um, Kicking the tires. Yeah, I mean, we would have sessions where Karen would say to me, "No, that's flat. That's boring. We can't do it that way. That's not alive." Or I would say that to her. And the one thing we did have was sort of no egos when we were working together. So we trusted each other on what worked and what didn't work. And that's sort of the way it did. But for me, the collaboration was more about creating I mean, since I didn't have that childhood, I love writing about women that are constantly looking at themselves and saying, what was I thinking? Women that are cool and smart but have a lot of flaws and recognize their flaws, but keep going
Push the
anyway. So
boundaries.
push the boundaries, yeah, which was like the first chapter, I guess.
Yeah, and you got to push the boundaries. And again, you're reading about it. I mean, when you hear the stories, you think obviously this is something that needs to be adapted, for the screen. And I believe that's something that y'all are in the works of.
Well, we had a fun weekend. Our agents sent it out to the studios, and we had 6 different studios bidding for it. It was like a bidding war. So we did. So it is in development as a series. Everybody thought it was very cinematic.
Well, it just feels like it just from the descriptions. And again, I think an old professor, college professor, told me always write what you know, write what you know, write what you know. And it's the best piece of advice you really can have. And
True.
and again, going from your experiences, Karen, was there anything that felt like there was too much? I guess with this, you can't go too far with it, right? With the subject matter.
People, when I talk to them about the different stories, they just go, it's just unbelievable. And it was so normal for me. Going back to our sandbox where my dad was too cheap to buy sand from the guy, and he'd go out in the desert with his truck and dump sand in our sandbox. We didn't use this. We should have. And until my mother walked out in the backyard and we were playing there and there were like scorpions. Just one story after another. But what appealed to both of us, of course, was the family dynamic, because so many of these casinos were family owned. And what happens when the grandpa dies and the dad dies? And I think, Jennifer's had a lot of interest into sibling dynamics. And we also we wanted to make it fun and funny too. I think there's a lot of humor in this book. So we wanted to make it, I think our favorite review was it's a hell of a ride. So we wanted to make it a fun book that you can, nobody dies of cancer.
Right.
There's not an abusive husband. You know what I mean? We wanted to make it a fun book where you sit in your chair and have a great summer and have a fun read.
And everything's over the top.
And I guess that kind of allows you, and Vegas in general allows you, in this setting, allows you to color outside the lines, right? You don't have to feel too constricted. Because I guess I guess this would be a great question, but like, to me, from what I'm understanding of kind of about your bringing up and where these characters are, is the central figure, the protagonist, do they have are they our moral compass throughout the thing, or do they kind of, get into the gray area as well?
Well, I think she starts out, it's like the mobsters say, I always did the right thing. It wasn't always the legal thing, but it was the right thing. I heard that a million times, or I'm no angel. And I think as the story progresses, she decides that in order to survive in this world, she has to be just as smart and manipulative and dangerous as everybody else. Otherwise, she's not going to survive. So she changes. Her moral agency changes, but you still go with her. So
living in that gray area at times, I like that. No angel. Let me ask you this though: do you all look, because it's so much based on your experience, but did you all have to look to another novel, a series, a film, to kind of capture a vibe that you were going for? Or was it so much entrenched in your upbringing, you didn't really need to do a lot of outside research between the two of you?
Well, we didn't do a lot of outside research as far as stories, because we focused on the casino families, which is a unique, I don't remember any movie really focusing on growing up in Vegas and the casino family. It's a different kind of Vegas that so there wasn't really, I think if we would focus on something, it was sort of family dynamics, which are so many people relate to, the brother that's the golden boy, but he can't make it. And the other brother who's just, if you never see him again, you're fine. So, anyway, the family dynamic was the general thing, but we really didn't use any outside.
I think one influence for me, since I loved the book, was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is sort of amphetamine fused neon, whatever, Hunter Thompson. But Other than that, it was really, she had enough stories that could like blow your mind and they were real. So we didn't use that much research.
Yeah, I mean, if people go, is it over the top? I go, when I was growing up, I didn't think it was over the top. I thought it was like normal, but it's definitely colorful.
Turns out it's colorful. That's a good one. That's a good one. And everyone loves, like you said, the family dynamics. My grandmother used to say about my uncle, he tells the truth when a lie would be better, right? And sometimes you understand, through these, what you're saying, these archetypes, you understand, and we all can relate to them. When do y'all know it's done, though? When you go through your process, when do you go? Because to me, writing's never done, right? I mean, that's why they even amended the Constitution, right? It's a living, breathing document. Sometimes you have to just let it be and just have it say, you know what, this is the best I'm going to get at this moment, in my opinion. So when did you all know it was finished?
300 pages.
HarperCollins saying,
yeah, that's done. Don't keep going. I said, but there's this guy that I wanted to introduce. He used to say, a friend of my dad's, I never killed anybody that didn't deserve it. I said, we didn't even introduce him. So they,
sequel.
We have second book too.
Well, there's more to come. Again, the book is called The Kings of Vegas. It's been so great to talk to you, Karen and Jennifer. Congratulations on the book. Congratulations on the bidding war. Congratulations on the pending sequel. I mean, whatever we got going on, congratulations on it all.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Happy 4th to you.
Happy 4th to you all. Thank you so
much. Your mom is better.
Thank you. I appreciate it.